So, this street kid gets snatched for some seriously whack experiments. Crazy lab coats, wanted a living weapon. Dubbed Subject 17, he takes jabs from 500 plus, creeps until he looks totally inhuman. With his bod looking like a total wreck and failed lab test, they figure he is just cannon fodder now. Disposable meat. Whole thing was, rig like death from the get. So, demon gates pop open. Beasts flood the earth. Few awakened as hunters. Fewer could actually fight. Humans ran low on heroes, so they got super dark. They began making Chimera hunters. Cons mixed with beast juice to fight in their stead. When 17 hits the zone, things get wild. He wrecks beasts, way past S-rank levels. Slaying hordes solo, even if it trashes his own bod. The hunters back there are totally shook. One dude does an army's job, then gets go. Orders were chill. Leave 17 for dead. Only one lonely bone is left of him. But that bone floats up and regens, until 17 except now he is a total hunk with rockhard AB. Shook by the respawn. He wonders if he is human again. He guesses since those beast cells remain. He ain't exactly fully human, especially popping those claws like a predator fashion icon. No lab geeks came to drag him back, so he figures he got dumped like a bad ex. Then he sees his arm, barcode is totally gone. Makes him think he is finally done with that lab. Since he is looking fire, he guesses this could be an immortal perk, reviving 3 times if the core is safe. But one thing bugs him. Science geeks swore human and immortal cells do not mix. Yet he is full alpha, making Gym brothers look like wimps. Maybe any side effects vanished, cause his brain used to feel foggy and chained. Now he feels totally free. Time to live like a human, now that being Pet 17 is over. That name was just a random tag slapped on him. Tries to recall his real name, but flashes back to an old doc calling him a rough lunatic, but telling him to help folks. Old dude asked him to save 1,000 people, but our boy, deep in his emo phase, did not even reply. Snap to reality. He calls that tip total trash, mocking the joke that a slum kid could save anyone. Watching the sunset, popping like they're photoshopped, he considers revenge, but shrugs. You kinda need a target to hit. Plus, that grudge is ancient history, barely an annoyance now. And hey, no way back to civilization. Yet anyway, he'll find them eventually. Time to shelf the hate and look forward. Looking down at his ripped bod, a holy light blocking his naughty bits, he vows to act like a real person to reclaim his lost years. Walking away, he realizes he needs an outfit and starts the hunt. Then it hits him. He can't recall the last time he was dressed. He racks his brain to pick a fabric, but draws a total blank. So he scans the zone like a lost caveman and spots something. Ahead lies a dead bird monster thing. He assumes it died fighting, despite 0 visible wounds. Implies poison, which actually, rock since the hide is pristine and ready for harvest. He shifts his arm into a blade like grabbing a spoon, recalling lab tips. Start at the gut, then limbs. Chun starts, but purple gas spews out the second he cuts. Obviously poison, but he's chill, inhaling it like fancy cologne. The stink is annoying though. Now he gotta wash the skin. Soon, he strips the giant turkey. Not bad for a rookie. He hits the river to rinse it, but pulls it out, bummed it, went rock hard. Despite feeling soft earlier. Must be some weird monster side effect. Then a brilliance strikes him like lightning. He flattens the skin and beats it like a panini. He wonders if this is actual tanning or if he's ruining it. After some solid caveman cardio, it softens. He beams, hiding behind the carcass. He starts tweaking the leather. Suddenly, a flame ignites on the monster's noggin. Its eyes pop open, freaked to see its skin peeled like a banana. Chahan punches holes in the fabric, dons the look, and belts it with a vine. Fashion, geared up. He's honestly digging the vibe. He notices residual poison inside, but ignores it, too lazy to scrub. Just then, the bird screams, startling Chung, who thought it was toast. It's flailing around and acting like it gets human talk, which totally bugs shit. He bets it's immortal, since it was holding its breath. Old him would have BQD it. Instantly, no questions. But seeing it this pathetic, nah, Pat. John smirks, yells lucky bird, and dips out. Leave in, he jokes. Catch ya later if fate's wild. Later, he tours the cave like it's an open house. Out of nowhere, a huge bug drops in, but he doesn't even flinch. It attacks, but he's just judging the lighting in here. One slap removes bug's head like a gnat, and he walks away. Cave. Nope. Next, a yeti is shaking in the snow. Saw him coming like a walking jump scare. He wrecked the yetis but ditched. This spot 20 decent takeout options here. Forest check. Shrooms reek like microwaved fish. Hard pass. He browses from a creepy lizard pad to a volcano. No vibes. Finally hits a cliff with epic views. Shocked the demon realm isn't actually ugly. He yeets himself off, landing superhero style. Chun spots that the water is HD clear with tons of fish snacks. Fish attack. He just sees a campfire meal. It hits him. This is the ultimate spot buffet. Fresh air, flour, power. Gonna build a Cheonduan crib right here. Meanwhile, way off the air, glitches, spits a portal, and boom, a robo-dude stands up, asking, is this really the demon Hood? He vibes with the view, sniffing the air and flowers, deciding this fits. Chayon's new pad. He starts wiping the zone with weird chopping trees like a ninja salad chef, then stacks logs like giant Legos. Just when it's chill, the floor looks too bumpy, so vines out to flatten it, making sure to yeet stumps until it's in, dropping logs and pillars. He realizes he's on autopilot. Got him wondering, is this that free will vibe? People talk about it, but this is the first time he's building stuff that's legit his. He preps the floor, planks, swapping regular nails for monster snail, slime. Stuff dries, rock hard, and doubles as waterproofing. Total win-win. Once the shell is done, he adds some flair by tossing silkworm threads on the roof. Keeps the creepy crawlies away. Place is looking super cozy and almost done, but he stops. What does a real human house need? Remembers those old lab vids showing normal life. Thinking back, he realized everyone had a pet or a garden out back. No dogs in Demonland. After racking his brain on what to plant, bam, mandrake. Perfect match for that snowy mountain nearby. Hiking through the slush, he remembers. They love mana spots. The snow reminds him of getting nabbed for the lab. Weirdly enough, he's kinda glad. Becoming a Chimera meant no more freezing or starving to death. Feels the mana spike and knows he's close. And boom, there they are. Mandragora roots. Look like leafy sunfish. Supposedly, super drama queens? Dying if you so much as look at them wrong. He figures grab MU, they adapt better. Picks 3, carefully, bracing for that legendary ear-splitting scream. But nope, little dude's just snoring away. Other 2, also, out cold, mumbling in their sleep. Confusing, until he remembers the whole Screamfest was just a lab nightmare caused by stress and low mana. And the noise was basically them panicking from being yanked, wondering if they're chill cause it's the demon realm. Still weird, they aren't trying to bail. Unless they sense he's part Mandra, too. Family vibes? He tucks them into his belt, glad they're chill. Starts thinking, maybe he can politely bum some tea roots or fruit later. But wait, right? Force-picked fruit turns toxic. Note to self, ask nicely when they're in a good mood. Just then, he senses hunters nearby. Why is anyone who'd hike a killer ice peak unless totally forced to? Still, he creeps closer, hoping to loot some gatestones. Nearby, a hunter whines about being left solo to face doom alone, cause their trash squad tossed him a bait. Spouse screams to focus cause demon bunnies are rushing fast. The freakish rabbits lunge with gross mouths full of wiggling tentacles and fangs. Dude pops a shield just in time so they aren't snacks. But the shield's weak. He wishes he stuck to safe odd jobs, hating every choice that led here. He screams for backup. Shield breaks, and boom, our boy drops in with major main character energy. Total Superman vibes. The hunters freeze, shocked a dude just appeared. The heavy pressure from his aura freaks the bunnies out, and they instantly bolt like cowards, leaving the 2 hunters standing. Shook that beakless beasts, ran from a shirtless guy. They rushed to say thanks, claiming their Kim Tihan. He drops his name, but it sounds super weird to them. Kim wonders out loud if he's some hermit hunter, given his wild caveman look. But our guy asks why they're wandering around this death trap since they look like They say they're hunting a live chimera in exchange for big cash, which perks our boy up fast. One adds the chimera bailed from a lab into a gate. Huge relief means they aren't hunting him. He asks where their gear is, asking why they're roaming, totally empty-handed, and if they got a gatestone. The guy says their fake friends dipped with all their stuff. Total setup, and he feels dumb for missing it. Hearing this, our boy eyes their gate. As they explain how they got mana sickness and won't last long. They beg for an exit. Humans can only last so long here before needing a detox or they toast. One guy even begs, dropping the pregnant wife at home card. But our boy freezes mid-sentence, like he sensed a vibe shift, then launches like Hulk, leaving them eating dust. Meanwhile, the Robo-Chimera stands at a cliff's edge. The traitor hunters try to jump it from behind, but the beast turns, ready to absolutely delete them. Bro rolls up and his eyes pop. Did he miss the party? It is a total mess up. Ahead, gore and gear just everywhere. Plus, some blue energy orb dying out by the cliff edge. Looks like the hunters totally bailed. Even left the loot. Who does act? Seeing kid prints mixed with beast ones, subject definitely morphed mid remembers the hunter yapping about some lab rat escaping into the gate. The thing is built of liquid metal, shape-shifty style, but rare materials mean it is Cha-Yun peeks over the edge, trying not to crack up. That tiny robo-gremlin actually soloed 5 beyond wild. Meanwhile, with our beat-up hunter, duo Kim is shaking Rue, like don't quit on me, bro. But dude is coughing up corruption, saying he is toast. Kim is not having it. Think of your fam. Rue barely whispers. Tell him I'm sorry. Fading fast. Kim screams at him to hold on. Miracles happen. Man. Steps. Crunch. Kim freezes then sees Chaeyeon vibing with their bags. The second the hunter spots him, he slides in, knees on dirt, begging Papa Chaeyeon for a save. Hero is like, huh? Then remembers. He claimed he had no stone. Then Kim whips something out. 10 million yen checks. Please, sell us a stone. Dude is babbling. We stick around. We are dead meat. Chaeyeon eyes the cash and starts doing mental math. Useless here, but back home, that is serious dough. So, feeling generous, he produces the goods. Kim bows 90 degrees, thanking him like a maniac. Hunter sprints back to his pal, screaming, "We are leaving." Chaeyeon just pockets the checks. As the pair head for the gate, Chaeyeon asks stone prices. Hit $1 million recently. Being the humble dude, he figures he overcharged. Touches Rue's shoulder. Here is your change. Kim looks confused, then clocks that Chaeyeon is pumping mana straight into him. He yells, "Stop, cause direct mana. Transfer is sketchy." One bad reaction, and they both drop dead. Kim is freaking out, but then Rue snaps awake. Total reset. Demi junk inside him, purified. He bear hugs a crying Kim while the poor dude stands there, brain buffering. Chaeyeon dips. Rue shouts, "I owe you big time." Kim is still frozen, wondering, who even is this guy? Bro gets back to base, does a quick vibe check outside, and finally exhales when it's clear. The Mandra dudes start waking up. Their leaves look super emo, which is majorly sus. So he starts digging ace. Once they're tucked in the dirt, he hopes they chill out, but they still look totally wrecked. Chaeyeon eyeballs, their sad faces maybe, they're homesick or just hangry. Figuring healed test. The hunger theory. He shoots a bit of mana straight into the ground. Boom, they perk up like they chugged 5 energy drinks. He grins at the instant fix. While bonding with his salad squad, he feels eyes on his back. He bets it's that mechanical thing the hunters were after. Kinda creepy. It stalked him all the way here. He ghosts the stalker for now, hides the cash, and dives into the loot bags. It's a total jackpot since he now has fresh strips, sleeping bags, gear, and oh my, last time he tasted this holiness was at the orphanage. The nostalgia hits him like a truck. Starving and hyped, he decides to chef it up immediately. He tries following the instructions, hits the lake, then realizes he can't measure water to save his life. Before his brain fries, some toothy lakefish jump out like they want a piece of him. Recalling how people add extras to ramen, he flicks the soul out of a fish. Free protein. Then he goes scavenging. For stuff like eggs or green onions, he finds some funky capsule eggs and snags a few. No onions? Whatever. He grabs tree leaves. Green is green, right? He dumps it all in the pot. Michelin star cooking. Easy. Suddenly, the little robot steps out, clutching its tummy and eyeing the pot like it's starving. Chaeyeon fires up the stove and sees the wrapper doesn't mention fish timing, so he just boils the whole mess together. As the fumes rise, the monster plants start gagging. Chaeyeon wonders, did ramen always smell this toxic? The stink hits the robot, making it sway like it's drunk on food smells. It drifts closer, thinking it needs a bite, then poof, it shifts into a puppy. It knows humans are simps for dogs, so it starts limping toward Chaeyeon, faking whimpers for maximum pity points. But Chaeyeon watches with zero emotion, totally unimpressed. He knows it's baiting him. That limp is so fake. Watching the cringe puppy act, he thinks it's just a clueless new. How did this thing survive the escape from the lab? Playing along, he asks if it wants some ramen. The creature instantly starts drooling. It's basically poison soup in that pot, but they both decide to risk it all. One bite in, and the dog freezes, trying to process the regret. But he's tripping hard. Flashback hits, he smiles, swearing the slop tastes like home. Dude claims it's actually fire, 'cause nostalgia hits harder than the trash taste. Meanwhile, the men rigorous are about rage quit life from that toxic stench. Meal done, Chaeyeon tells the dog to clean up and bounce. Robopup limps off, but Chaeyeon's like, wrong leg, bro. The bot panics, glitching back to the first foot while Chaeyeon tries not to die, laughing. Dishes done. He goes, full caveman beating the laundry. He's not exactly a fan of pollen, but living in leather gear is pure cringe. Tries to tap the fabric gently, but accidentally nukes the rock and shreds the shirt. Big, awkward pause. He sighs, grabbing the last scrap. Then he spots that weird robo thing lurking nearby, totally creeping on him. It morphed into a rock, a fish, even a tree earlier. He clocks it's been stalking him, shape-shifting, all quiet-like. Keeps up until a random bee lands on its nose. It freaks, screaming, "I hate bees." Acting like that, it's gotta be mentally 5 years old. Talks all glitchy, typical for nude bots with fake men. Ignoring the drama, he clears his throat so it notices, casually praising the nice flowers. He finishes the wash and grumbles, "That was way harder than it looked." But the clothes are tiny. Total waste of his grind. Hangs them on a thread, then checks them in. The creature snatches the clean shirt, copying his drip. After claiming to fit, it morphs into a girl. He sees the plant kid struggling. Leaves are flopping in roots, looking crispy. Weird, since he already weeded everything. He digs and finds the dirt's full of junk blocking growth. He realizes he should have tilled first. His baddie almost killed them. To fix his mess, he starts prepping a massive garden. Suddenly, Robo-Girl steps up and finally says, "Hi." He's shook that she's actually talking now. She asks if it's his crib, and he's like, "Yeah." Instantly, she figures he's gotta be a demon locale. Deciding to troll, he plays along. "So, which tribe are you?" She totally blanks, then tries to fake it till she makes it, claiming she hails from some secret spot past the waterfall that isn't on any map. He smirks. "What, you from the coconut tribe, or something?" She nods aggressively, like, "Duh, isn't it obvious?" Asked about the shirt, she goes, "In my tribe, finders keepers, it's just the law." Amused by her twisted logic, he lets her keep the swag and asks why she's here. She claims she got exiled and meekly asks to crash, noting the lack of bugs and the roof make it top-tier safe. She says this while fidgeting, trying to weaponize her puppy eyes. He gets it, she just wants a chill spot to rest. "Fine," he says, "but you gotta earn your keep." No, her face lights up. "You got it. What's the mission?" Totally hyped to do whatever. He points to the dirt. "Prep a veggie patch for the mentor." She grabs a stick, flexes hard, and goes, "I'm ripped enough for this." Then she proceeds to absolutely wreck the dirt like it's soft cake. He watches, stunned. She's either bad at acting normal or thinks superheroes are average. Finally, drops his name and asks for hers. She freezes. Uh-oh, she totally doesn't have one. Spotting a flower, she blurts out, "I'm Kim No." He knows she ripped it off a forsythia, but she commits to the bit. Soon the patch is done, complete with a cute stone border Cheon makes. Seeing the root dudes looking so, Hepa makes him regret waiting, but then Kim goes silent. He sees the vibe shift. "Yo, why the water?" She sniffs, saying the plants remind her of her crew. Do labs even allow friends? Before he can dig deeper, a crazy loud screech pierces the air. "Relax," he says. "Just monsters snacking on each other. Just nature's playlist here." But Kim curls up, saying she saw a baby chick earlier and is freaking out that it's toast. Cheon nods, and she adds, "It was already hurt." He shrugs. "Then it's definitely lunch by now." She starts shaking. She wants to play hero, but is frozen. She mumbles about not saving monsters, and he realizes her old brainwashing is glitching her out. She can't choose. So, instead of ordering her, he drops a hint it might make it if someone fast helps it right now. Boom. That's all she needed to bolt. In the woods, nasty wasp things with sideways teeth are swarming the chick. Just as one zooms in to finish the job, Kim crashes in like a tornado, kicks a head off, and screams, "Back off." She gets a major flashback to the lab days. The other mutant kids hated her guts for always acing the combat tests. Heroine sent them to the sketchy, high-fill experiments. They'd steal her plushie, shove her, and demand she throw the fight. They literally said it'd be better if she wasn't born, all while kicking her. She didn't get the beef. She was just following orders. Back in reality, she screams at the creeps to chill, screaming that ganging up is trash behavior. She eats the last wasp into orbit. Back home, Chen's feeding the roots, vibing like a total plant dad. Suddenly, Kim crashes in, sprinting over, clutching the chick, and screaming for backup. She's spiraling because it's out cold, but he tells her to breathe. He peeps the fluff ball and gets a weird sense of deja vu. Kim keeps sobbing, freaking out. The little floof is gonna delete itself. Kind plays it cool, juices it with mana, and sees it's not game over. Every monster's magic has its own signature vibe. Even tiny and recolored, he knows it's the beast he wrecked before. He goes full detective on the shrinkage, while Kim keeps wailing, but Kind tells her to relax, claiming the thing's just hangry and shriveled from starving. He gave it a mana boost, so a quick nap should fix it up. But Kim suddenly spirals, remembering her ripped-up doll back at that nightmare lab. Voice shaking, she says they can't leave it flopping like a sad pancake. She squeezes it, hits him with puppy eyes, and begs to keep it. Kind smirks, warning, it might get massive, but she swears she'll put it on a diet. He caves to the cuteness, and she lights up like the 4th of July. He jokes, it can be their guard dog, or guard burb. Just then, the fluffball wakes up, looks around, confused, spots Kine, and growls like a tiny demon. Kim jumps at the noise, lifting it with a squeal, thinking it's talking, while the bird wonders what hell this is. She crushes it in a hug while it flails, and Kine just stands there, processing the chaos. The puffball screams to be released, and Kine realizes he understands it. Moments later, Kim mummy wraps it and declares the doctor is in, then drops the name reveal. As it squirms, she dubs it Ku, cause it's pit. Kine cracks up. The angry little bean starts roasting. Kim's naming sense is a total tragedy. Clueless, she dumps a bucket on its head, figuring it's parched. She pauses, confused why the bird looks like a water balloon now. He says that's enough hydration, so she bolts for snacks. Cheon figures it's time to build a legit storage unit since their junk is piling up, but the wood splits like cheap cardboard when he cuts it. Weird, considering the table and chair he made were fine. The fluffball chirps that softwood obviously won't work. Chun gets that wood types matter, and asks which color is the toughest. Redwood, the bird blurts, then freezes at the slip-up. It stares at Chun in horror. Did he just understand that? Locking eyes, it wobbles up and then tries a mind-reading skill on Chunto, fail. Chahan just blinks, noting no red trees are around. He wonders if they're foreign while the bird freaks out, realizing its psychic powers just hit a wall. It quits faking and asks if Cheon can hear it. Shaheen says it's not hearing, words just appear in his brain. He asks how a monster knows humans speak anyway. He guesses it's one of those super rare, genius monsters. First time seeing one in the wild, Cheon asks straight up if it's the same bird from before. Fluff nods, saying it came to see him. Since he saved its life, it wanted to return the favor. Chahan wastes no time. Cool, help me right now. The bird shook but sighs and agrees to guide him. Meanwhile, nearby, Kim is sprinting, dodging fireballs, and screaming for space. Tears stream down. Her face too hot, she cries before faceplanting hard. Her brain fritzes out as she starts to panic, thinking the lab's found her. Game over. A guy steps out, hair flowing like a cheap anime extra. Checking his tracker, he confirms she's the mech target. Charging up, he mutters. His life's at stake too, throwing fire at the frozen girl. But our hero pulls a total move, stepping in to swat the attack away, like a fly. Ku yells to skip the trees. Saving the girl is priority one. Chehan sees Kim is petrified of the fire and looks totally unhinged. He douses the flames. Fluff agrees only a trash bag hurts kids. Rapunzel glares, roasts Chahon, and calls him. He roasts the cav dude scram or catch these hands. Cheon mocks the Rapunzel wannabe for yappin', triggering instant rage. Dude shrieks about his ruined vibe and chucks a huge fireball. Cheon goes full anime villain, flicking the blast away like a gnat. The boom behind Goldilocks is huge, leaving him laggy and confused. Rocks rain down, burying him before he can even blink. Then, Cheon slides over to Kim. Checking her status, she wipes tears, grateful the heat is gone. He drops wisdom. Next time you are scared, just punch fear in the face. Strolling to Rapunzel, he yanks the hair while lecturing, but freezes mid. He stares at the wig he is holding, realizing the dude is rocking a serious shiny egghead situation. Kim sees the dome, cracks up, and goes, okay, 0% scary now. Bro looks at her, confused how this noob ever bullied her. The Phoenix Fluff ball steps up, beaming Kim's grim backstory into his brain. Basically, it is a mental VR headset for shared trauma. In the flashback, he spots a psycho doc, laughing like he invented evil itself. He creeps on a dazed Kim, noticing she is waking up. With torch fingers, he burns her for a durability check. Seeing that Cheon gently pats Kim's head, good job. Time to smash that trauma loop. Baby steps. He asks the burb. What is the plan for Eggman? Kim's eyes spark with a chaotic idea. They strap the dude to a rock and dangle him off a waterfall. Kim claims the splash zone nerfs his scary fire vibes. Guy wakes up, glitched, realizing this was not in the brochure. Kim folds her arms, calling him a naughty bald baddie for kicks. Bro sighs, don't judge, but she glares. Wielding a pot menacing, Gu asks, what is up? Cheon is grabbing ramen water. Kim lights up Chan's fish ramen as S tier to her. He teases, asking if the coconut squad eats that too. She pauses, then swears the tribe is obsessed with it. Meanwhile, Baldy Kelks' captor must be a plus rank or higher. He suspects Cheon is hiding god-tier hacks. While they prep noodles, Egghead just stares blankly, thinking torture plus Raman is a bit too savage. Kim explodes from the water, clutching three. Hero sees the loot. Tossed to back, we ain't a fish market. The bald dude, peeping from the sidelines, totally shook, wondering if that fish freak into the pot means the soup will taste like literal aquarium water. He spots them flooding the pot way too hard, and seriously doubts these clowns even know how noodles work. Before they ruin dinner, he screams, "Stop!" and swears he'll fix it if they untie him. Before long, Baldy's posing at the janky table, acting all dramatic like he's on Master Chef with invisible spotlights. He mumbles that peeps think Ramon's basic, but his actual life is riding on this one bowl. Feeling their hungry stares, he calls ramen pure art and sticks to the OG method, mainly because he's clueless otherwise. He eyeballs the water on pure vibes for 3 servings, and when it bubbles, in go the noodles and sauce. Mental math says cook time is exactly 4 minutes and 30 seconds. No watch though, so he times it by tracking his own heartbeat. After guessing 200 thumps, he lifts the noodles for an air bath to get that bouncy texture. Done deal? He sighs, cause kimchi is missing. But hey, stuck in demon land? Dizzle do. He serves the ramen like a boss, and they pause, shocked, before chowing down 1 bite, and they are sent straight to Flavor Town. Kim and the fluff ball look betrayed. That grub can actually taste this lit. Chehan just inhales his bowl like it is his job. Later, everyone's in a food coma, while Baldy waits awkwardly for the score. Chayan asks what he wants for the god-tier noodles, promising to grant any wish. Baldy doesn't hesitate, flops to his knees, begging for lessons, and saying his name is Name. Hero Boy looks confused, and asks what kind of lessons he is on about. Nam claims Chahin is most OP guy ever and figures he built this crib for hardcore training. He brags he can cook anything, flexing fake chef stats and lying about being a fry cook with his dad to sound legit. Trying to be useful, Nam offers to be a realm-hopping delivery boy for supplies, and even pay for the training. Finally, he spills that he wants to be an A-class hunter. Naturally, our guy asks why he jumped Kim. Nam pauses, asking if he means the bot thing, but Cheon cuts in, saying she is Coconut Tribe. Nam catches on fast and plays along, acting like he totally knew. He claims the attack was personal, not for clout or cash, and he didn't care about the kid. He just needed to pass the hunter exam. Hearing that, Chahun folds his arms and tells him to get up and fight. Before Nam can speak, Kim Nari steps up, demanding a rematch with Firehand's uncle. Nam smirks, warning her not to sleep on him, but asks if he can smash an adamantite boulder, which is tougher than diamond. Nam claims only pros can handle it, but Kim crushes the rock in his ego instantly. See, Nam was actually born cracked, awakening his powers at just 8 years old. While Pierre struggled with math, he grinded like a maniac. Rising so fast, veterans felt totally washed. At 20, he was a solid B+ pro with a killer career loading. His goal, be the GOAT, a legend famous across every dimension, but destiny trolled him hard. Right when most folks peaked, his hairline filed for divorce and bounced. Throughout his 20s, his luscious locks vanished, leaving a tragic, shiny dome. He spammed every cure known to man, but doc said, "Bro, save your cash and embrace the bald." Just like that, the charismatic genius lost his mojo. His self-esteem vanished with his follicles, and his leveling process totally bricked, until one day he saw Dr. Han on TV, bragging about some weird demon goo he found. Grandpa said he spilled it on his scalp and grew a lush afro at 90. Nam practically wept with joy, but instead of a hair cure, the doc used the juice to build a robot. Nam nearly snapped. Mankind needs hair, not a walking toaster. Days later, he heard the bot fled to the demon zone. Since that place is basically lawless, he hunted it, planning to snatch the goo and rub it on his shiny noggin. But reality checked him real quick. When a kid floored him, bro didn't land one scratch. Chan says, "Get good, or you can't spar with me." Nam vows to grind while our guy finishes a shelf, thanking goo for the even after getting wrecked all day, he stays chill, summoning a flaming GU notes, Nam's fire skills are lit, but he's still getting owned by a tween. Shehan points out, Kim isn't some random rug. As they brawl, that becomes super obvious. Nam swipes with his fire blade, but Kim goes full liquid mode to dodge. Before the poor dude can even lag process, she reforms and boots him right in the Manhwa, launching him into a cliff with a nasty crunch. Kim flexes, announcing she's done fearing flames. Nam seeing stars, wondering if he's hit his level cap, but he drags himself up, remembering he's too stubborn to rage. He demands a rematch, but pauses when his nose starts leaking crimson. Chun asks how long he's been server hopping here. Nam wipes up. 9 days. Our guy warns that sticking around means mana poisoning, and Nam just nods. Then Cheon drops a major truth bomb. The dude has the potential to level up huge, leaving Nam totally shook. Nam thought failing exams for 3 years was tragic, but our hero has been flunking for even so, tells him to chill, claiming his mana is just a late bloomer. He says to scrub it clean back home, and Nam calls him Big Bro in. Chayon swears he will turn the guy into an rank legend one day. Soon, Nam is at the portal, all set to bounce. He asks if they need human snacks, and the squad screams, "Ramen!" in unison. Kim says, "Stay safe," while Nam vows he will totally crush her next time. Right before jumping through, he spins around asking for his toupee, but Cheon is clueless. Once he is gone, Gu wonders if they can actually trust Nam. Cheon asks why, and the fluffball claims Nam might snitch on their location. Cheon asks for a vibe check, and Gu admits the guy was not lying. The whole chat makes Cheon super hyped to train him, while Kim asks if he really understands the bird. He nods, mentioning that he even built the shelf because the bird told him to. He asks if it looks tidy, but Kim is like, it was too dark to see anything. Cheon takes the hint and busts out some windows, letting the sun flood in. Kim loves the glow-up, leaving our boy wondering how to keep it lit at night. When Kim asks how they're supposed to see, Cheon suggests hunting for glowstones. He wants to stick them on the ceiling like a DIY starry night. Gu starts sweating bullets and asks exactly where Cheon thinks he is grabbing those rocks. Cheon replies they have to hit up the volcano zone. Gu warns it is a death trap and whispers it is also his old hood. Cheon catches the way Gu's voice cracks about home, and Kim picks up on the weird vibes too. She turns to Cheon, asking what the upset bird said. Cheon explains Gu is spooked, so he offers to solo the mission. Kim shuts that down, saying she is over her fire fear and tagging along. Cheon looks at Gu, who sighs and says he might as well come since he has errands there anyway. Just like that, the squad is locked in for the next quest. While Cheon packs gear, nearby roots are playing catch in the grass with Nam's lost wig, clueless about the owner's grief. Miles away in the lava lands, the ground shakes like something big is waking up. Some creepy monster pops its head up and screams into the endless fire. Legend says there are 3 spots in the demon realm where even pro hunters do not go, and this volcano is definitely one. Okay, so the air here is basically a grill set to incinerate, hot enough to melt your lungs. And then there's Kim, treating literal lava like it's a cozy spa day for her toes. The tiny bird just stares, brain completely offline. Fluffball figures since she's definitely not human. Maybe heat doesn't bother her, but he's wigging out over how our guy isn't crispy yet. John's just like, perks of being a Chimera hunter. Bro, looks human, but he basically glitched back to this form. After transforming, he asks the bird if it wants to roll with their squad. Fluffball admits it, beats being a loner again. Watching them have a bonding moment. Kim gets FOMO and wants in. Then he remembers, she asked for his backstory once. She just laughs. No need. I know you're a demon like me now. As they hike up, Kim spots something wild. Massive smoke signals coming from the peak. Up top, they snag the shiny rocks they needed. But down low, a giant fire frog is crying a river. Oh, there's 2. Gu gets it. Romeo Frog is sobbing because Juliet croaked. He realizes the eggs on her back are about to become omelette since she fell in the super hot zone. Birdie gets sad, but our boy has a light bulb moment. Tells Kim BRB and cannonballs straight into the crater. Lands by the toad, who looks ready to murder him. Beast spits a massive fireball right at his face, but he just jogs through the flames like it's nothing and gives the toad a little boop on the snoot. One tap, and the big guy is out cold. Kine used cobra venom, total knockout juice, even for fire frogs. Though he'll only nap for a few minutes, walking out of the fire unscathed. Total main character energy. Kim checks if he's extra crispy. He says he's good, got some toad DNA in the mix too. Seriously, this dude is a walking science experiment. Some eggs are toast, but he saves the rest. Papa Toad wakes up with the kids on his back and says bye to his wifey. Right after that, the beast eats itself up next to Kim. Gives a look. She thinks it's saying TX fam and gets hype. Kai knows it wasn't looking at her, but let her vibe. Kim starts yanking out rocks the size of her head. He tells her not to crush her toes. Clumsy bird collapses. Missing the days he could bench press, Hero tells him to chill. Go find his pals, but the bird gets salty instantly. Flaps madly. Monsters don't do friendship. Bro, no face-to-face meet. Just a sneaky loot drop, and he is out. Bro is shook that even smart monsters get hit with the lonely vibes. Panicking, the fluffball stammers that the single reason he is doing this, he totally forgot to say peace out earlier. Suddenly, the Firebird flips the switch to serious mode. Being a genius let him see the world's beauty, but it totally sucked too. He was stuck watching the other smooth brains just scarf down, pray like zombies, making him feel super isolated. Imagine Einstein trapped in a room full of clueless chimps. To escape the emo vibes, he ditched the squad for good. Honestly, he could not care less if they made it. No bond there. while the tiny bird tugs a rock that suddenly snaps. Loose and crashes down. Kim hears a crunch. Oops, cracked egg alert. She freaks out, thinking the firebird just murdered it. But our guy explains that shell is built like a tank. The kid inside has to grind until it is buff enough to bust out. Kim pities it, but the bird screams it is way too risky if it hatches. Chun recalls a perfect nest nearby, so they decide to drag it along. Kim is totally hyped to carry it, while Ju warns them he has never seen an egg this weird before. She shuts him down fast. Hey, you are the one who cracked it. Our dude promises the fluff ball that he has got their back, so they get back to the mining grind. Back home, he is shocked to see the hair-challenged guy wait. Nam excitedly tries to grab the bag from his hands, bragging he is totally swollen up to lift it. Chaeyeon warns, it's heavy, but the bag instantly fits. Annoyed, Nam wonders what kind of bricks are inside. Our guy spots a tear and asks about the face bandage. Got into a brawl. Didn't think you were the punch bag type? Super embarrassed? Nam instantly sprints off to start prepping dinner. Kim asks what he is carving. DIY light bulb, he explains. She is floored by his genius and his huge heart for helping the toad. She says he is acting totally like a dad, but when asked about her own pops, she shuts up fast. Meanwhile, the phoenix is just vibing in the sunset when a tower of 3 pests jumps him. The plant thing on top leaps off the bottom, guys, and dives in for a drill attack. But the brat just bounces off the white marshmallow sunbathing there. Later, Nam serves a viral sweet potato dish the kids love. He is proud it looks gourmet, but was actually super low. Kim and Ji love it, but Cheon just wants demanding answers to his earlier question before grub time. Nam plays shy at first, but eventually spills the tea. Summer rank bullies cornered him during hunter registration. They claimed his breathing was wasting their precious oxygen. He saw red, threw hands, and whoa, you know the rest. He snapped when they ask if his pride receded like his hairline. Then Cheon asks when the next exam drops. Just 60 days, he offers to train Nam, getting the baldy hype. But that hype train instantly crashes when he learns his first quest is just dish duty. Then, scrubbing dust off magic rocks, leaving him totally shook. He asks for real training, but RMC just roasts him, saying, do it or stay a barrank scrub forever. He dips to go fishing with Kim, leaving Nam to the grind. Contrary to rumors, he got here through sheer grit and sweat. A total beast who refuses to quit until it is done. He lugs that massive sack into the woods. Cut to the river, where Kim is salty about catching 0 fish. She goes green with envy watching Baldy hook them all. Nam screams for help as carnivorous fish try to eat him alive. Cheon, fed up, tells the noob to just use a magic shield. But Q, the complaining, he still does not get. So Cheon tosses him a crystal to hold. Instantly, his arms turn to jelly and starts shaking. Hero explains it is a super rare, magic-dense rock. He notes that Nam is built exactly the same way, stacked with mana, but trash at actually controlling it. He pokes his chest, and boom, Nam sees his internal mana flow. The MC tells him to focus on that energy stream. Like magic, a silver glow wraps around his arms. He orders Nam to grab the stone again, using that flow, summoning every ounce of strength. The bald dude channels his inner anime hero and overhead presses it. Nam cackles, realizing the chores were actually genius training. Maxesta keeps scrubbing, but keep that mana pumping. Internally, Discount One Punch Man agrees, tearing up with joy. That night, the trio crashes under the glowstone's light. Gu is restless, tossing and turning from a nap earlier. He perks up when he spots Kim sneaking out late, shadowing her outside. He sees her looking bummed out. Sad her only fit is dirty. She scrubs it gently in the river. The baby phoenix keeps a quiet eye on her, until Cheon pops up, asking why she is doing laundry at 2A.M. Gu rolls his eyes, reminding him she has literally 0 backup outfits. That hits Cheon hard, finally realizing the situation. He's totally clueless about fashion, but he realized he might have left the girl hanging. Kim hops out of the water, looking proud, until she spots Chahan and the puffball watching. Not wanting to spook her, Che plays it cool, claiming he's just walking the fluffball in the fresh night air. He asks if she's out for a stroll too, and she gives a shy little nod. He tells her to hold up, ties a rope, sash around her waist, and tucks in some flowers. Kim's face lights up, and she chirps that the look totally suits him. Cheyenne grins, admitting Forsythia is actually his top pick. A bush rustles, making Kim jump, but he promises it's just a steel grasshopper. While heading back, he gently asks if she needs gear, sounding more like a dad than a buddy. Kim looks puzzled, insisting she digs the fit he just gave her. Next day, Cheon hits the District 13 slums. She can't wear one outfit forever. The locals eye him weirdly, but he's too busy regretting not bringing Kim to choose her own stuff. Then it hits him it might be too intense for her to handle the human world right now. He laughs, scouting for a clothes shop near the Slums. When a kid pops up, offering to guide him to a cheap spot for 10,000 won, Chaeyoon says he'll pay once he breaks a bill, making the kid think he's just another broke noob, robbed in the portal. The kid checks if he has cash for clothes and tells him to tag along, making a rare exception to his pay-first rule. Chaeyoon smiles when the kid says he's Bong-soo and introduces himself back. But Bong-soo just grins, deciding to call him Big Bro instead. Walk-in Chia notes how much the slums have changed over the years. Before he can dwell on it, Bong-soo asks if he just awakened. Chaehoon raises a brow, asking if he really looks the part. Bong-soo points out his lack of gear, figuring he got looted in the demon realm. He tries to act supportive, saying, "It happens to the best of us." Chaehoon laughs, noting the kid's pretty sharp. Offended, Bong-soo insists he's no child, claiming he's 17 and only small because he doesn't eat right. As they walk, Chaehoon spots some sketchy goons hanging around. Bong-soo catches his look and warns him to stay out of District 13. He says it's bad news, since that gang from District 11 took over. Even the cops ghosted the place. It's basically lawless. Now, he adds there in District 12, the safer side of the slums. Chan stays quiet, wondering if the old District 13 orphanage is still there. Nearby, a tiny clothes shop flashes. Buy one, get one sign. But the owner looks totally drained. She regrets setting up shop here. Folks can't afford kids, yet that's half her stock. She sighs, wondering if she should just pivot her whole business. When the door suddenly creaks open, Bong-soo struts in first, chirping a happy hello to Madam Park. "I'm single. Quit with the missus already," she shrieked. He chuckled, mentioning Chaehoon needed threads while our guy hit the racks. Park beckoned Bong-woo, grilling him for bringing deadbeats into Hurstal. "My IOU pile is already a mile high." She groaned, cheeks pinched. The kid yelped, claiming he had no clue if the dude was loaded. The boss lady noted Chaeyoon didn't exactly scream walking wallet, but he's hot. Bong-woo argued, reminding her she asked for sad strays like her brother. Park snapped she barely said that, warning they'd both be homeless soon. Bong-woo retorted he never begged for help. Park told him to clean up for some cash later. Right? Then, Chaehoon chimed in, "I'm ready to buy." He flashed a 10 million won check. "This is all I've got." Park and Bong-woo froze, jaws on the floor. Park turned super polite while Bong-woo scrambled to serve snacks like a butler. While Bong-woo bibbed Nick, Park hyped up her inventory, from grown-up gear to kid stuff. Chaehoon ordered toddler girl clothes, some kicks, and fits for himself. Park being fashion was her jam. She laid out the freshest spring and summer drops lace, casuals, and pink, everywhere. Bong-woo hovered, massaging his shoulders like a hype man. Park was giddy at checkout, having moved 100 items. "Stock cleared. Delivery?" she asked. "I'll haul it," Chaehoon replied. He tossed Bong-woo a suit and 100,000 won. "I still owe you." Outside, a nervous Bong-woo guided Chaeyoon to that inn. As Cheon entered, Bong-woo panicked. Why give a stranger cash and clothes? Is it a trap? Traffickers use candy-coated bait, right? But maybe he was actually cool, like Park. Chaehoon stepped out, saying the owner seemed chill and the spot was tidy. He tossed Bong-woo a key. "No more sleeping on pavement. Rent and food are covered for a year." He turned to go. "Is this a kidnapping?" Bong-woo mumbled. "You led me here?" Chaeyoon scoffed. As the portal glowed, Bong asked, "Why?" They were strangers, yet he gave so much. Chaehoon shrugged. The kid reminded him of his own rough past. "Take care." The portal whisked him back to the demon realm. Nam exhaled, seeing Chaeyoon, while Kim zoomed over. "Where'd you go without telling us?" Chaehoon grinned. "When gift shopping?" She lit up instantly. Goose stared at the clothing mountain. Nam sulked. "None for me." Kim goes bonkers over the fits. Like, "Oh my god." Chaeyoon's like, "Go crazy, kid. Try em all." While they hype the gear, the egg in the shack starts vibing. Chaeyoon folds stuff, feeling weirdly chill doing chores. Kim crashes out in silk and a ribbon hat. Total princess mode. June asks if it's the one. She blushes. "Lemmy, try more." She tries rocking suspenders, but it ends in a total flop. So she dons Chaeyoon's tee and goes, "But." She keeps swapping looks with such hype. Ju and Chun just crack up watching her. Finally, Kim snags her. "Faye fit, cause the hoodie chick looks just like Jiu." Chaeyoon says, "Tidy up." And she's like, "You got it?" Phoenix asks, "Bro, where we stashing this?" "Zero space." Chaeyoon's like, "Relax. I'll build a massive walk-in closet." Jiu sighs, realizing that means axing. "More wood." Chaeyoon smirks. "I got a rookie for the grunt work." He hollers at Nam, "Time for the hardcore grind." Nam rushes in, hyped, holding Chaeyoon's leathers. Training gear. Chaeyoon's confused. Nam's like, "Dude, this suit, has toxic goop. I touched it and nearly cried. How do you rock this daily without dying? Crazy." He adds. Chaeyoon thinks, "Oops, never bothered to actually wash it." Then he grins. "You wear it, bro?" Nam freezes. Shook Cheon says, put it on. Chop chop. Guzai, I'll show ya which trees to wreck. Nam cries, I'll die. But Kim screams, the eggs wiggin' out. They bolt over. Kine says, it's hatching time. Peeps. Nervous Nam asks if it's gonna be a total disaster, while Kim swears it'll be something adorable. While they bicker, crack, an eye peeks out. Creep. They flip out differently as the thing starts bursting out. Out creeps a beast, claws, scales, and a snappy tongue. But unlike Nam's nightmare, it's actually an odd, cute snake chick mix. Asterisk. Chirp chirp. Nam's stuck in shock. Kim's hopping, mad, happy. Suddenly, the lil guy dive bombs Nam's face. Nam screams like a banshee. Later outside, Jiyu bunks Nam to speed him up. Nam wonders, am I the suits, poison, makes breathing hard? He's odd. Chehan wore this without blinking. Back inside, Chehan's done folding. When Kim zooms in, the monster's chillin', eating bread. Chun grins and says, guess it knows who saved its bacon. They brainstorm names and pick Sasa. Name locked. Then bam, the lil monster yeets itself out of Kim's grip. Chases on. Jiyu watches like AW, bonding time, while Ch turns to ask if Birdbrain knows this species. Total mystery to him. Goo's clueless too, but warns. Watch those veggie roots closely. Chayan asks, why? Jiyu spills. Volcano critters. Crave salad monsters. Rare snacks with evil vibes. Yummy? As the tiny noodle slides toward the Mandra turf, Jiyu drops a bomb. Might be their predator. Crowd gathers. Tension's thicker than a milkshake. Kim tries to ref, but Chayan stops her. Demon rules. Kid, gotta fight for rep. Since they're just noobs, he lets him brawl it out naturally. Fight Sasa swipes at Baby Root, but Big Bro blocks the hit like a boss. The Roots form a triangle defense, waiting on the play. Root to rushes a counter, but bonk, stopped by Sasa smirks, getting cocky. Goo's like, don't slack yet, kid. Suddenly, Baby Root launches a sneak attack from behind Bap, tiny fist right to Sasa's cheek. Weak hit, but Sasa cries like a baby and bails. Kim rushes in for emotional support. Cheyenne crowns the Mandra Roots. The champs Nam and Jiyu agree. 10 out of 10 entertainment. Breaks over. Ju goes back to slapping Nam's bald head. Miles away, an eagle thing zooms over the ocean. In a rush, at home, Jiyu bullies Nam into hauling wood. Harda Kim and Sasa slime coat it for waterproofing. Cheon finishes laundry duty and scans the vibe. Stoked that the grind is finally over. 2 days no sleep? Nam sighs. Tossing that cursed poison shirt, he inspects the new changing room, checking every corner. Did he nail the DIY project or not? Before he spirals, Chahan's like, actually, not bad. Kim sniffs a flower smell filling the room. Everyone else smells it too. Smells chill. She asks, why is it like a garden in here? Cheon says, Geo picked fancy wood to make clothes smell epic. Kim grins, even the Roots and Sasa are digging the aroma. Nam blinks, wait Sessa? Cheon says they can rename it if someone has a brain. Nam snake chick. Kimna. Chahan asks Geo. The bird says, grand footsteps in the drawer. ... What? Curious. He asks Goo's real name. Phoenix flexes. Rocky Mountain, horseshoe. Chehan stares, brain freezing, then quits. This mess, it stays susceptible. No one argues. So, what's the next mission? Ju asks, getting straight to business. Chahan sighs. Been stressing over something I ignored when I was solo? We need a fence. Gotta stop random creeps from wandering in. Nam rolls his eyes hard. Dude, seriously, who's gonna willingly visit this haunted dump anyway? Chun isn't having it. S-ranks or hunters might crash. Better safe. Gu taps his chin. Maybe use stuff packed with demon energy. Coast has this yellow quartz. Way tougher than that black rock junk. If we use those, glow rocks for the base. ITLLB tanky and glow at night. Total cozy campsite vibes. Kim literally jumps for joy. Beach trip, she squeals. Nam, however, completely loses his cool. Just thinking about the coast ... freaks him out. A nosebleed saves his rep. He plays the victim card, wobbling like a fainting damsel. Oh, the agony. Gotta go drain this energy elsewhere? Chayan sighs. Fine. But watch the Roots if we're late. Don't let the Mandrar die while we're gone. Leaving, Nam warns. Yo, that coast is even a ranks. Skip it. Chayan blinks, confused. 2 disaster-class monsters run that place. Nam explains. Ex-Chimera hunters, lab-made freaks, bird faces on human bods. Super gross combo. Even Chahin pauses. Okay, that's legit disturbing. Meanwhile, hunters at the coast are trying to bag a kite. One guy eats a tracker shot. Bullseye on the flyer. But the beast doesn't even flinch. Keeps flying like a boss. Hunters think it's retreating. We scared it off. Disaster class. Please. Total hype. One dude's pumped. Let's chase it and finish the job. Leader stops. Chill. Idiots. Wait till it lands. There's two of them, tracking both beats, chasing one blind. Roki asks, how are these things still kicking? It's been 60 years. And why do they still look kinda human? Cap says, failed experiments. Old project meant to upgrade us. Chimeras were supposed to be the future. ... But the flops. Gotta de-leeching. Suddenly, the beast pulls a coming back at Mach speed. Captain's eyes bug out. Shields up. Now, he screams. Smash. One wing flap and their barrier shatters like cheap glass. Oops. They definitely picked the wrong fight. Captain looks up, terrified. Stop. We surrender. Suddenly, Kim pops in with a metal shield. Clang. Block block. Chimera freezes. Another one. It floats down. Super confused. Kim swears the sparrow. Uncle was bullying folks. But Cheon's like, nah, looks like he got jumped. Hurt Hunter dials his boss, screaming about a robo-beast, so he flashes the tracker proof. Cheon instantly clocks the situation. Remembering Kim's still packing that human GPS, he asks Birdie, remember me, who is your roomie? The beast's eyes go wide as Chun drops knowledge. Stick around long enough. You see crazy stuff. Birdie's confused. Hunters try to dip out. Chahan says letting M bail brings more drama. Then a memory clicks for Birdie. That scent triggers a major throwback to the lab days, that gross chemical stink. Boom. Realization hits hard. Yo, number 17, he yelled. Rewind to Bird Boy sprinting with his sis. She started glitching from the experiment, making him wonder if saving her was a mistake. Maybe ditching her at the lab was safer. When she whispers, his wings are cozy, he breaks down, feeling totally useless. Can't fly him, both. Just hold on, sis. Praying for a miracle, he runs. Smack into Flashlight Boy, acting clueless. What's your deal? Berg Boy snaps. Just warning, they're gonna scrap you. Birdie thinks he is acting super Suze, but he drops some harsh truth bombs. 3 days, and you both go, boom. Ditch her. She can take meds and survive. Bird Boy goes off on him, yelling, you don't get the pain we felt, bruh. He recalls the nightmare vibes. Sis chose freedom over that living hell. Realizing YOLO matters more, his wings grew huge. With pure hype in his eyes, he yells, quit yapping and square up. Cheon stares blankly, then pops a portal. Whoa, a test subject with a key. He gives a deadly stare and 2 options. Demon vibes might wreck your cells, or you absorb it and level up big time. Worth a shot. Bomb won't trigger there, but Birdie's like, can we even survive? Ideally, you gotta shield your body and brain with a magic force field, but no way these kiddos can pull that stun off. Still, Birdhead's game. He's totally risking it for the biscuit. Leaving he felt guilty. Roomies for ages, but zero name exchange? Weak? Says, I'm you. Our boy drops his name to present day. Hero asks the hunter's name. Dude looks totally lost. Asked why you here. The guy just stares blankly. Zero clue. So he kicks him through the portal. You guesses. He used Oblivion flower cells to wipe the last 3 hours. Then he drops Yu's name. And the dude's stoked he remembered. Kim asks if Mr. Sparrow's his bud. Our boy's like, nah. Bro asks Skim. Sparrows and coconuts are tight, right? She nods instantly. While Yu stares in total confusion, Kim's like, my bad. Thought you were evil. Then they hit Yu's crib. Ironically, just a huge nest with a roof. They grub on this unique clam dish. Tastes like nothing else on earth. Kim gets super hyped. Seconds, but Yu's like, sorry, out-taught ingredients for another round. Little Goblin don't care. Ren's off to snag double. The clams needed. Now that they're finally solo, Yu spills tea. Survived the demon realm cause of immortality. Cells. Straight up, he asks our boy, ever want to get revenge on that lab? Kion admits he's thought about it. Now, and then, but no rush, since life's actually pretty chill. Asking you back, the dude says he's still got that detonation curse, meaning he's gonna blow up like a firework eventually. Aside from that, bro sees, Yu's wings work great. Can you turn your head, human? You admits he can, but he won't assist is change for life. She'd feel awful if he went normie and she didn't. Then, our boy asks, you know you got 1 month left? Tops. Yu Shuki knows. Birdhead flashes back to when he bailed on Earth. He grinded endlessly to get enough mana to handle the demon vibes. Things were chill, while his magic and demon energy stayed balanced. But then the energy went, wah-wah in his sis and rector mana hole. Trying to fix it, he totally busted his own core too. Since then, he's barely scraping by, while sis survives. Sleeping fruit, snoozing life away, to slow the rot. Cheon remembers mandra roots can whip up a cure to fix any mana hole, no matter how bad. Meanwhile, in a dim room, fruits all over the floor while Birdhead's sis sits all alone. At first, she's shaking in pain. Suddenly, that demon juice goes haywire, totally hijacking her body until she's gone. Meanwhile, Yu is shook to learn there's actually a cure for their hopeless curse. Then our hero drops the bomb. He geeked out on alchemy and figured out how to fix mana holes with boiled mandragora soup. Turns out, there's a catch. The roots might be tiny, but they hoard all the plant's mojo, making them super strong. Cheon never guessed. The plants he grew for kicks would end up being worth a fortune. He steps up to brew the cure himself. Since Yu is stuck here and can't visit a human chemist, all he asks is that the guy babysits the 2 goofballs he's leaving behind. Before bouncing, he asks Yu about the bill. Since he's broke, he forks over a backpack stuffed with hunter loot instead. Our boy zaps back to Earth and hits up his bestie, Bong Su, to help hunt down a pro-alchemist. Bong-u recalls a new shop popping up in the slums about a year back. While Chatten spots arm weights, and Bong-u proudly claims he's getting The kid flat out admits he wants to be a beast like his big bro someday. A total legend who punches his way through the demon realm. Outside, Bong-u hypes up the manager's rep for doing killer work. But they find the guy pacing in circles, freaking out over a missed payment. Bong-u clocks immediately that loan sharks are breathing down the poor dude's neck. He sighs, saying shady loans are just part of doing biz in the slums. The manager used to be big-time rockin' the city branch for over 20 years. Then, bam, he got demoted and tossed into the slums for zero logical reason. Bong-u says the old boss was a greedy jerk who stole funds meant for the poor. He bets the manager got booted just for blowing the whistle on that dirt. Anyway, the gloomy guy perks up the second he spots Bong Su. The kid yells that his big bro is hunting for an alchemist. Radiating pro-energy, the manager pats Bong Su's head and waves them inside. Just around the corner, an assistant is bored to death since business has been totally dead. He shuts his trap when the boss walks in with Chahin and yells for drinks. But our guy skips the pleasantries and cuts to the chase. Since the guy's a rank, he should be able to brew mana water from mandragora roots. The manager is shook that Chayan knows his rank, but sadly admits he doesn't have ingredients that fancy. That's when our boy whips out a root pulsing with crazy demon energy. Both nerds are floored by its freshness, like it was dug up 5 minutes ago. For Paymo, Chaeon tosses over top-tier loot, leaving them absolutely speechless. Once the fanboying chills out, he's like, "We good?" Boss laughs, "Way more than enough," and runs to price and, scanning the room, Chun spies another sad mandrara root floating in a jar. Boss says, "It's toast." Wrong. Our boy zaps it, and the dry roots suddenly whip. Dude's eyes basically bug out of his head. Salty, the boss swears he dumped tons of mana on it before, but got zero reaction. Suddenly, bam, ex-boss storms in like he owns the joint. Zero, chill. He starts roasting the dusty, empty office. He sneers. He heard top-tier loot showed up here. Gritting teeth. Kim knows his lame assistant snitched on him. The Crasher, G.I. Zhonglai, intros himself as Gold City boss, promising Cheon big bucks for the swag. His smug mug and cringe laugh make Cheon want to punch his lights out. Whatever. He hears the name and asks if he's kin to Nobel winner Bak Dian. Gong cracks up and brags. He's that legend's grandkid. Just proves the whole fam is totally trash. He remembers when beat test subjects like they were nothing. He totally snaps. Huge aura blast. Floor shakes. Guiji Zhang hits the dirt. He glares. Is it a fam hobby to crush folks and steal stuff? Shaking like a leaf. Guiji Zhang screams. What are you on about? Eyes glowing. Chun says. Watch your mouth, bro. Ice cold, he asks. TDA lab still running. Gong frowns. Swearing, he's clueless about it. Cheon's, you seriously don't know Gramps Chimera experiments. But Gui Zhang scoffs, lies. Grandpa was a hero, saving humanity. He saying the guy donated everything to gate victims, hence the prize. Chehan smirks like a villain. Maybe the old psycho actually changed, he mutters. Shame the jerk croaked so fast for a hunter. Wonder falling out the window helped him expire. Gu Zhang flips out, cause nobody was supposed to know that. Duh, Kind knows. He yeeted the guy personally. The fossil tried to toss Chimera kids into a portal, so he gave Bake Doc a test run. He tells G.I. Zhang to snoop around his Gramps lab and report back when he returns. Totally wild bumping into Bake Doc's grandkid now. He was barely 9 when that psycho snatched him, morphing into a mindless tool. His only thought was obeying commands, losing track of time fast? That sketchy lab might have a fresh alias by now. Just then, Kim returns with 2 glowing green mana drinks. Cheon shook by how fast the pro whipped it up. Being a solid dude, he tallies up the bill fare. So our main guy cuts a deal. He brings rare loot. Alchemist brews the goods. This massive flex totally floors the big guy. Dude starts bawling cause he can finally crush his debt and get his crib back. Cheon asks, why the tears? So he spills tea on his slum life. Folks took a massive loan for a school while barely affording food. He grinded nonstop to pay it. but never made enough bank. Our guy promises steady gigs, then dips, hoping home is chill. But fate, ain't that sweet? Back home, you sis goes full beast mode. Why won't throw hands? Begging her to snap out of it fast. She grabs his mug and yeets him across the room hard. He's down for the count, thinking it's totally game over. Seeing the squad, he remembers his vow to keep them safe. Power kicks in, and he springs back into the fray. He charges his sis, dead set, on ending her pain so she can vibe in the next life. Before they clash, my guy crash lands his jelly ride right there. Birdie is shook for a SEC, then rages cause his bestie just flattened his sis. Ignoring that, he just asks if he scored the magic juice. Smirking, our guy flashes 2 glowing vials. As promised, that night, the crew chills after grubbing hard. Jaya wakes up, dazed, wondering if she's dreaming or dead. Looking over, she spies her bro in a rondo by the fire. Kind looks, and she freaks, not knowing who these peeps are. Birdface grins warmly and says, to check her manicort's totally fixed and buffed. Now, she also notices her face is human again. She asks who they are, and you trolls her, asking if she can't spot the guy she missed standing right there. When it clicks, she loses it, asking if he's number 17. You nods, saying the dudes saved their butts again. Meanwhile, our guy ignores the drama, pauses to ask if they're totally out of red moss again. Jaya ditches the mask literal and figurative, ignoring his Ice Prince vibe to give a genuine thank you for once. Suddenly, Kim gets totally hypnotized by these glowing deep-sea fairies skimming the water. Jia drops some loot info. Rail him home at dawn to snag yellow quartz. That info hits our tactical genius like a truck he completely spaced on the actual quest object he came for. Meanwhile, topside, the director's minions admit the hunters botched the machine beast retrieval. All they got is a vague ping near the coast. The boss is totally confused. So the goons explain. Every erring hunter came back with their memories wiped clean. But hey, the trackers still caught a signal. Then the director's phone buzzes its gong, and he is losing it. Zero chill. He screams about some TDA lab knowledge. The director plays dumb, refusing to listen. Ji Zhang starts spilling the dark tea, but Myung shuts him down instantly. He claims Professor Buktio taught him ethical science and serving people. Yeah, right. He even swears on the old dude. Namie's legit, then pulls the gotta go card and hangs up. The second the line dies, he starts freaking out. How does the professor's grandkid know about the wipe lab data? It makes no sense. Before he can spiral, a lab geek bursts in, vibrating with hype and clutching a briefcase. He shouts that the Mercury Mandrara fusion actually worked. They finally cooked up that liquid metal beast he wanted. One look and the creep gets happy, shivers. He's pump binding traits plus liquid metal equals ultimate sticky trap. This Chimera is the perfect hound to sniff out Kim, his favorite robot toy. So he tells his lackey to jack up the bounty on Aranxi, needs that creation back. Period. Meanwhile, Yu's vibing on the beach near Cheon's crib. Last night, our guy asked Yu and his sis to crash there for a bit. He promised a pro chef, but Yu's just shook that he lives in the demon zone. Our hero swears. It's actually chill once you get over the spooky vibes. Yo asks why he stays here instead of bouncing back to Earth. Bro just stares. You seriously want to go back to that trash fire? Bird guy admits Earth was awful for them, but he's kinda curious if it improved. Hearing that, our guy says it might be doable. He's got a plan to fix their curse. He mentions this insane alchemist he met back home. Manager Kim could totally whip up a cure if they let him study it. After a quiet second, you just burst into tears. He sobs, asking Cheon why he's so nice when they've done zero to deserve it. He says he's helping just to figure out his own mess. He spent ages asking if there's more to life than just not dying. Beach scene. Jai rockets out, clutching 2 massive ropes. Chucks 1-2, bro screaming at him to pull hard. He yanks, but the weight is absolutely insane. Turns out, it's a meganet stuffed with crystals. Can't believe the dude mined that in just one day. Cheon's vibing. Finally getting a real swim in. Kim's dying to dive back. The bottom was lit. Anyway, Yu is just like, how are we lugging all those rocks back home? While he brainstorms, a parrot vulture zooms by. Weird, cause those birds usually roll deep. Kim digs the look, but Jia says, nah, don't get close. Vulture parrots are total. For me to hunters usually bail instantly. But our boy just sees a free Uber cruising above. Back home, Nam is grinding. Hard filling his magic gains spiking up. He's gonna level up way quicker than expected. Then, a totally beat up Mandra flops behind him. Thinks it's mad at him, but 3 dudes in black jumped it. Then one of them clocks Nam's shiny head. You homeless now? Nam covers his dome. Super embarrassed. Shocked the exam bullies tracked him down here. Before he can even move, Mandrara gang blocks him like tiny heroes. Hunters freak out. Those things are pure cash. Guy walks up, acting like it's a tame pet. Nam gets heated, realizing He gotta act. Master loves those three. But nope, the chubby one just lifts a leg. Suddenly, the three idiots get yeeted hard, thinking it's an earthquake or something. Boy's surfing the sky on his new bird, but wonders if it's slow, cause of weight, or he beat it up. Nam sees the explosion crew and totally flips. Thinks Jia and Bro are boss-level monsters nearby. Then he remembers. Friends went there too, and he starts panicking. Even thinks about teaming with the bullies. Jia pops up. Jiaxian's famous chef. Dude loses it, cause the monster talks. Hearing chef, he's instantly like, wait, you know my boss? You brags there practically be. Anyway, you asks about the creeps, sparking Nam's evil plan. He tells the scary monsters those three are swiping his boss's loot. That's the exact second they knew they were cooked. 1 hour later, Bro gets back home hauling a bag of shiny rocks. He sees his bird is totally wrecked from lugging all that junk. So he tells the poor dude to chill. The fluff ball plops off too, somehow airsick from the ride. Spotting those three pros, tied up like turkeys. He wonders what went down here. Yu spills the tea on the thieves, but he smells something fishy. Jia asks Kim to raid her crib. While the girls tours, Yu says these dudes are from the lab. Same crew hunting Kim. He recognizes the lab, Nam robbed. He knows more creepers are coming, cause Kim's got a tracker that works even in this hell. But how'd they find his pad when they were way out at the beach? Yu flashes a metal mandra. Han, blaming this shiny little brat. He can't believe they fused metal with a plant just to stalk Kim. He says they only showed up here cause their pets pointed the way, skipping the coast. Hearing that, Kai knows he needs better security before it hits the fan. Then the Mandrara gang rushes him. They want their bro back, enemy or not. He hands the dried guy over, and they scream for the other one. He's shook they smell the wrinkly dude in his pocket. He recalls manager Kim gave it to him to babysit. The geezer actually cried over that veggie. Anyway, they dig holes for their beat-up brothers. Once planted, they perk up instantly. Glad there's no turf war. With that, Dunny looks for Nam when Jia yells from up top. She's got a bald guy trying to reach his boss, Aniclimax flailing in the other. Dude stiff-arms Nam when he tries a sloppy, teary hug. When asked why Nam looks wrecked, she says piranhas almost ate the idiot. The guy swears he only did it to snag fancy food for the guests. Nam begs them to wait while he whips up a feast. Spies, a parrot chilling, and throws a total tantrum. Arlete snaps, save the drama, just cook the grub. Nearby, Kim spots a glittery plant vibing solo. She goes full moth to flame and pokes it. Boom, things get weird fast. Later, the Bird brothers are shook by Nam's curry rice. Dude ground for hours. On the deets, to cook a dish, Ramsey would envy. Squad eats, but Kind sees Kim isn't hungry. He asks sup. She says she feels trash. Bails to catch some G instead, but he senses the guilt over the metal plant. Sunset hits. Dirt napping plant senses vibes. Just as our boy suggests, fencing for cardio, he feels it too. Bam! Giant gate rips open out back. Kim's there. Figures she's bad luck for him, so she's bouncing back home. Clutching the metal plant tight, she says bye and yeets into the portal. He snags her last second. Nah, this is home. Kim balls, and Cheyenne learns to never let these kids out of his sight. Minutes later, kids inhaling spicy ramen. She's happy, but Jia says sis won't let her slide next time she runs. Slurps so fast her tongue catches fire. Nam hands her a cure. The lab's used to. She downs a few bottles, then sits quiet with says sorry. He's like, chill. Blame the creepy creators, not yourself. Serious mode. Tell me about the coconut crew. Don't want to wreck anyone actually. Cool. When I raid the lab, Kim spills the tea. Nam knows where to go. Meanwhile, bald dude preps revenge on the trash tear scrubs. Ungags the loser, who tries to buy freedom. Pretty boy flexes cash to keep it hush, but Nam shuts him down with a black card. Flex. Baldy laughs. Revenge walked right to him. Loser says JK, but Nam has zero chill. He whips out 3 glittery forget-me-not bombs. He has zero clue how bad the allergic reaction hits, but Nam bets it cures jerkitis and crams them in. Come, sunrise. Kim is vibing with the fluff. You asks, really raiding? MC nods and tells him to babysit while he rolls with the squad. Then Baldy pops up, grinning with a massive pack. He is hyped of course, because he is meeting a legendary alchemist, who might finally fix his chronic glitch. Gia notes, they stick out. Mask up, losers. Nam yawns until he spots the absolute queen under the mask. Sadly for him, she tosses her mask to MC, though the fit is trash. Boom, instant crush. Game over. Total Chad move. He says he does not play games. Straight up asks her, what is your type? You and Shehun grab popcorn. Drama alert. Jaya does not play either, so she thinks real hard. After a dramatic pause, she drops the requirements. Flashy, got moves, and thick feathers. Nam feels attacked and begs to see the doc. ASAP. On Earth, Folks are shook by the massive portal opening. A vulture parrot exit. Total mass panic. Nam notes everyone is terrified. M goes, why? Let's fly? He asks, where? MC says, you are the GPS. Cruise in the sky. He dubs the beast blue. At the lab, the staff says hunters wiped their memory. Boss rages about losing the tracker. Without it, he can't snag investor cash unless he shows results. Then, a nerd finds a note on some gear. Director reads the taunt, screams at staff. Window smashes. MC crashlands inside. He learns hard. One missing feather wrecks the steering. Flashback to Nam, leaking the loke, stressing, cause it is open. News is buzzing about their living mech beast. Nam is shaken about fighting the big guys. However, Sensei still vibe hypes him up until he spots the missing feather. He claims Blue's been that way since day one. That bald spot? Why, his squad bullied and exiled him. Since he rescued him, Blue's been wildly chill. Finally, they spot the mountain lab after ages. He tells Blue, full throttle, no brakes. Burb goes full fighter jet mode straight at the lab. Inside, the nerds panic like Elon started World War III. Dust clears, and one dude gets a jump scare from Blue. Then, bam, thread. Nam asks, why skip the front door? He says, boss is on the top floor, so I am too. The lab coats freak out. Who are you? I'm Chimera's guardian. Suddenly, he senses dark mana. Big boss vibes nearby. Cut to HQ. Presley tells his brat grandkid to focus. Kid claims he's crushing it. Way better than Gramps, a forever He hit that rank in his 20s. Then the bum begs for a bigger allowance. Pops regrets spoiling him since he won't take the job. As a kid, he wanted to be a TV hero. Now, those heroes dodge anything risky. They only move for big fat checks. So they built chimeras to stay safe. But now labs charge crazy prices. So poor spots are total. Sitting ducks. Prez says safety shouldn't be picked. That's why the top seat matters most. But the candidates are greedy. Trash. Wrong leader equals Hunter Mafia nightmare. He just wants his grandkid to step up. Being a weak Searinker meant zero clout. Hearing that, the kid loses it. Before he speaks, news drops. Vulture in the slums. Prez asks, who's handling it? But nobody's stepping up. He's furious say skip slum jobs cause they don't pay. Prez alerts the labs and goes, fine, I'll do it myself. Shocker grandson Bay tags along too. At the lab, Kind spots mana on white. No mercy, he slices the threat instantly. But the dude goes full liquid metal. Nam gasps at the fake human even as minions are Shaki was a monster. Director Mayong morphs into a nightmare beast. Dude rages hard, seeing our boy turned his fancy lab into a dump. Dodging the claw swipes, he notices the fluid metal vibes just like Kim's. No robot parts though. Yikes. Bro definitely tested that junk on himself. Right then, Master Goose says, he's totally hacked Myong's brain. Chang gets hit with the creeper's twisted memory reel. Deep in the lab, this sicko injected kids with super sketchy goo. Did it to level up past humans and beat his crazy boss by hearing the jerk-off so many kids for XP. Our hero snaps and instantly smashes his face, and the wrecked boss claimed slum kids are worth less than sewer rats. Being lab rats for him is a huge honor. Apparently, clueless Kind hears his thoughts. The nut job tries to melt and dip, but our guy serves him swift justice in the pain zone. Blue mana surfs the liquid metal and boxers him like a Then he faces the lab geeks. Talk fast or get stuffed in a ball too. Later, the fluff bird spills the tea on Myong's past. Dude was Bacti's pet student till greed took over. He stole biodata and bailed to become an ageless monster mash. What bugs Cheon is that? Mung's brain had zilch on the TDA lab. Still, he's stoked. He smashed the tracker hunting Kim. He told Nam and Blue to handle the other lab geeks. Now, just gotta check the creep's grossest projects. He busts the steel door with a single kick. Inside, tons of cages with dead Jew. Can't believe the psycho kept kid bodies for science. Seeing them triggers Cheon's own lab. Torture memories. They only kept him breathing, cause he was a cash cow. He decides the kids deserve to finally chill. Suddenly, a lil fox pops out, sniffing a familiar scent. Knowing it's Kim's pal, he asks the cutie about any robo-beasts. The fox goes wild when she hears Dano Kim and asks if she's Gucci. Hearing she's living it up in the demon realm, she starts bawling. She waited ages for Kim and is just glad she's alive. Just then, two more of Kim's secret squad creeps out from the back. Plus, for squirrels, he's never seen tag along. Asking about others, Foxy says the rest were sold or erased. So he opens a Dema portal to give the survivors a safe haven. Right after, Presley and his grandkid pull up to the lab. Everyone freezes. The beast wasn't aiming for the slums, it wanted the lab. Amidst the smoke, Beck clocks a weird vulture parrot circling up high. Then things get weirder. There's some masked dude surfing on its back, like he's in creative mode. Meanwhile, our guy asks Num if he's secured the science nerds. His loyal sidekick gives a thumbs up. All move to safety. Nam asks, why not wipe their memories? But he wanted them to remember. Then he points out two creepers, watching from the ground. Nam says it's Presley and his grandkid. Probably rushed over after their phones blew up with alerts. Cheon recognizes the name and decides to troll him a bit. He casually drops a magic ball for Gramps to catch. The Prez freaks out. He hasn't seen a seal this buff in ages. Those things are basically locked tight. Unless you got more juice than the guy who made it. While he wonders who trapped Myung, his team confirms 0 casualties. But the reports getting called in are totally bonkers. Staff says the director was actually a monster in a human suit. They also claimed the masked intruder saved everyone's bacon before torching the lab. Hearing this, Lee wonders if the dead kid is actually alive. Up in the sky, our hero decides to bounce back to the demon realm. Even though his bald buddy needs a doctor, the heat is too hot to stay on Earth. That night, Manager Kim gets jumped by a noise. He goes outside, wondering who's creeping around. He sees a masked dude passed out on the dirt. He nearly has a heart attack until he hears Cheon's voice. Still shaken, he asks, why the heck? He's dropping by at this ungodly hour. Smiling, our boy says, pack your bags. We're going to the demon realm. Back home, Kim and the birds start building a crystal fence. The little one is totally shook. When you tease a lamp with some quartz and glowing rocks, suddenly a portal opens. Kim thinks, yay, Cheon's back. Nope, a bunch of lab monsters spill out and stack up like dirty laundry. The birds are confused by the weaklings, but Kim nopes out and hides. Meanwhile, Sasa puffs up his chest to boss around the newbies, but the tree thing ignores the loudmouth and heads for the veggies. Total chaos erupts when the garden owners catch the intruder stomping their turf. Soon, our boy hops back into the realm with Nam and Manager Kim. The manager is amazed that Cheon built a fortress in this wasteland. The big guy geeks out over the sick base our MC built with 0 budget, but Cheon's focused on Kim, who's lurking behind a tree ignoring her squad. He dips telling Nam and the manager to freeze while he sorts this mess. He hands Gia's mask back, asking why there's a plant brawl in his garden. Turns out the sapling wanted prime dirt, sparking a turf war with the men. Since nobody backed down, the At jumped in to play ref. Sapling yeets its pal right at the chunky Mondrera using a vine. Huge failed it and go as planned. Chunky dodged, Ant flew past and face-planted into the metal one. Ouch. Witnessing that, Sapling scoops up its homie and retreats in total shame. Our boy spots the fox's Mia. She'd clocked Kim sneaking off and tailed her. Parked by the tree, she refuses to budge till Kim accepts her sorry. See? Kim quit, battling back at the lab. The command curse totally flopped on her. Scientists couldn't force her to scrap. Period. In ranked Machias, she'd just tank hits and lose on purpose. Lab coats figured she was just born to chill. About a Chimera who won't throw hands. Why? But Director Mung wasn't sweating it. Personality glitch. Easy fix for him. That psycho roomed her with weaklings to be her best, then cursed those friends to attack her. He thought betrayal by BFFs hurts the most. After crushing her spirit, he claimed real friends don't exist. Said she'd be toast, unless she wrecked them first. Something snapped. She bolted, crying her eyes out. She bailed instead of hurting her crew. Lab staff tried to block her, but she zipped right through the portal. Back to now, Kim's in Hiroji form. Foxy's shook seeing tears. Why cry when Foxy's the victim? Kim squeezes her, saying she missed the squad big time. Meanwhile, the 3 adults were creeping behind a tree, watching the drama. Chan's stoked they made up. Back home, he finds the 2 dummies took orders literally. He intros the manager as his rank alchemy pro. Old dude says hi, then blurts out a weird thought. Unk asks the bird sibs for feathers. For science, obviously, cut to bong. Sue's chilling with that cutie from the boutique. He swears that Bird Monster was legit and the guild mobbed it. As he complains about the cold, she hands him hot, steamed yams. His mood flips a 180. Chomps that warm snack. But she spots he looks super pale. Busted. He admits he feels gross and achy after every workout. When he says even strong meds don't do jack, she clicks it's classic awakening flu. He's freezing from fever and the aches are a total tell. Plus, he's late teens. Prime time for powers to kick in. Kid denies it fast. No way a bumpkin like him goes pro hunter. She claps back that origin is Zippa notes, his crazy growth spurt. She literally shoves cash in his hand ordering him to bus it to the City Guild ASAP. Gotta take the test and check his potential. Acting shy, she mumbles, he could be a legend one day. Stoked to hear that. Bongu thanks the kind ma'am. She goes nuclear cause she's young, not some auntie. But he mams her again, swearing to repay the debt. Meanwhile, newbie chimeras help the bird twins build a crystal wall. Yu's barely sweating since he's literally a chimera, but Nam won't quit even though he's a zombie. They group with Chahan to finish, while Kim fixes Blue's tail. When Nam gripes about getting his head checked, our boy scares him, silent with a go. Then he lays down the law to the Chimera crew, don't live for free. Earn your keep. Later, Kim tags along while he secures a section of the barrier. He shares the plan, then asks if she's cool with her pals. Girl freezes solid, then quietly asks if he raided the coconut tribe just for her. He clocks that she knows he's busted her secret identity. Shyly, she spills the tea. She's not actually from that tribe. Kine cuts her off, no stress. He handled it. She's safe. Then he drops a bombshell, saying, they can just make this place the coconut tribe. Need a fam name. Something cute like her vibe. Under stars, with the quartz fence glowing, teary-eyed, she thanks him, then struts back with confidence. You and the gang watch shot. The chat went so smooth. Nam updates him. Fence is done and looking fresh. Kim is hyped. The crib is sparkling and cute. Foxy Mister, tackling her with hugs and sloppy kiss. Blue gets jealous and comes crashing into looks like his feathers are back. Bossman finally catches up and spills the tea. Says that cure worked stupid fast. Turns out that red moss is basically a healing cheat code. Peeping Blue's tail, Nam's dreams of luscious locks go through the roof. He slides over to the boss, real, smooth like, don't want to miss out. He brings up hair loss, and the dude is shook that he even guessed it. The guy admits he's been grinding on a hair potion for 10 years. Seems every alchemist is dying to fix that shiny dome problem. Boss swears he'll hit Nam up first, cause he clearly needs help. Nam's shiny chrome dome hits the dirt instantly, bowing to the legend, holding his only shot at a girlfriend. Then he tells the bird fam he found fresh intel in their feathers. He starts explaining that magic circles are total pains to hack, with a curse weirder than he's ever seen. But he bets a ton of mandra fruit would help him crack the code. Hearing that, our guy asks if he means those red berries on Manga. Says they're super rare, cause the plant has to actually let you take M. Also, you gotta build tiny forts. Since the critters hide in dark holes to avoid getting eaten, Kim is totally floored by his galaxy brain knowledge. Chun admits he goes way back with the lil news to everyone. Flashback to a crazy mission he got sent on. A test to see if he could solo the demon realm for 10 straight days. But for him, basically, just a chill, snowy He even hiked to the peak, just for the lulz and a flex. While trekking, though, he caught a weird noise coming from the bushes. Peeking in, he spots a hurt mandrag trying to crawl.